Charlie, you're on this hit sitcom. You're making $2 million an episode. Wow.
Hello.
At the height of your career, what happened?
I think I just started partying too hard. I started having way too much fun. I'm by winning. I win here and I win there. Now what?
The studio fired the actor on Monday, and now Sheen says he's ready to launch a big-time lawsuit.
Hollywood is a kingdom of glamour, but the behind-the-scenes reality of our favorite series is rarely a fairy tale. Welcome to Next of Ken. Today, we're counting down the most shocking cases of actors and actresses who publicly melted down and were ultimately fired mid-season. 10. Clayne Crawford, Lethal Weapon. Kicking off our list at number 10 is Clayne Crawford, the actor who dared to step into the iconic shoes of Riggs for the Lethal Weapon reboot. But he brought a little too much lethal behavior to the set. His on-set conduct was repeatedly flagged as outright hostile, featuring loud outbursts, temper tantrums, and creating a toxic work environment. Like the time in a scene that took hours to film and was repeatedly interrupted by outside noises, which, according to sources, came from children. Crawford flew into a rage and swore at the assistant director, who walked off the set and reported him. Another important factor in his dismissal is his extremely troubled relationship with Marlon Wayans, his co-star on the series, with whom audios have even been leaked.
You know, I've seen handle hits better than you did yesterday. Suck my I mean, that was the biggest nerve I think I've ever seen. You're the biggest crybaby I've ever met in my life. Yeah, come on, suck this. I mean, how does it feel to only be in the game because you're
Ultimately, Fox had enough. The actor was summarily fired before season 3, and his character has killed in the show. 9. Ruby Rose Batwoman. Soaring in at number 9 is Ruby Rose, the star who literally flew away from her own superhero role. Rose abruptly exited Batwoman after just one season, shocking fans and the network. She alleged that her departure was actually a forced exit stemming from an unsafe and abusive set, where she was pressured to work just 10 days after emergency spinal surgery. She even accused the former Warner Brothers TV chairman of inappropriate conduct and neglecting safety issues, which she claimed led to multiple serious injuries among the crew. Warner Brothers Television and cast members swiftly countered. They called her account revisionist history and confirmed that Rose was fired due to multiple complaints about her workplace behavior. One co-star even publicly challenged the difficulty of being fired as a lead actor. The character of Kate Kane was subsequently written off as missing, and the mantle of Batwoman was passed to a new character, Ryan Wilder, played by Javicia Leslie. A very messy situation that ended the first major solo show for a superhero. 8. Kevin Spacey, House of Cards.
Netflix has fired Kevin Spacey from the hit show House of Cards.
Our next case involves a global scandal that helped define the Me Too movement. Kevin Spacey, the acclaimed star of Netflix's political powerhouse House of Cards, was dramatically fired after multiple allegations of misconduct surfaced in late 2017. The scandal was ignited by actor Anthony Rapp, who accused Spacey of making advances when Rapp was very young.
Rapp, who grew up in Joliet, tells BuzzFeed that in 1986, when they were performing on Broadway, Spacey invited him to his home and tried to have sex with him. Spacey, then 26, says he is horrified and he was most likely drunk and doesn't remember the encounter.
Following this, multiple individuals, including 8 members of the House of Cards crew, came forward with their own stories of alleged harassment. The fallout was immediate. Netflix canceled the remainder of the 6th season's production and terminated Spacey's contract. To save the final season, the writing team killed off his iconic character, Frank Underwood, making Robin Wright's Claire Underwood the sole lead. However, the 6th season was a failure with both critics and audiences, and the show ended up pleasing virtually no one, despite all the efforts to finish the series. The financial cost of the scandal was massive. In 2021, a judge ordered Spacey to pay the show's production company over $31 million for breach of contract, marking one of the most expensive terminations in TV history. Spacey has even gone as far as to say that he went bankrupt after all the lawsuits.
How much money do you have? None. Do you mind me asking how much you owe?
It's considerable.
Millions?
Many millions, yes.
But it is also important to note that Spacey was acquitted of all charges, according to the jury. 7. Thomas Gibson, Criminal Minds. For 12 seasons, Thomas Gibson was the stoic leader of the BAU, Agent Aaron Hotchner, on Criminal Minds. But his time came to an abrupt end in 2016 over a single physical confrontation. Gibson, who was both acting in and directing an episode, got into a heated dispute with writer-producer Virgil Williams over a script line. The argument escalated quickly, leading to Gibson being fired by CBS and ABC Studios after he allegedly kicked Williams in the leg. This wasn't his first offense. Reports noted that the star had a history of anger issues on set, including an earlier incident where he shoved an assistant director. In his defense, Gibson admitted to a physical altercation but claimed, as he brushed past me, my foot came up and tapped him on the leg. If I hadn't moved, he would have run into me. Regardless of the severity of the contact, the studio treated the physical confrontation as the final straw. Agent Hotchner was written out of the show, not by death, but by going into witness protection and eventually resigning to become a full-time father. 6. Danny Masterson, The Ranch. Danny Masterson, known for That 70s Show and starring alongside Ashton Kutcher on the Netflix comedy The Ranch, was fired in late 2017 amid multiple serious allegations. The controversy began when several women accused Masterson of sexual assault and rape in incidents dating back to the early 2000s. The LAPD launched an investigation into the claims, which were complicated by alleged cover-ups involving the Church of Scientology, of which Masterson was a member. Despite initially facing criticism for its slow response, Netflix officially announced in December 2017 that they and the producers had removed Masterson from the show. In an email statement, the company said, "Yesterday was his last day and production will resume in early 2018 without him." Masterson denied all allegations at the time, arguing he was innocent until proven guilty. However, the actor's legal trouble intensified. In 2023, Masterson was ultimately convicted on 2 counts of rape and sentenced to 30 years to life in prison. His character, Rooster Bennett, was written out of the ranch early in the 3rd season, when he was forced to flee town and was later presumed dead after a car crash. 5. Shannon Doherty, Beverly Hills. Our number 5 is the first of 2 demotions for Shannon Doherty, proving that sometimes a pattern of difficult behavior is a one-way ticket off the call sheet. Doherty shot to fame as the fiery Brenda Walsh on Beverly Hills, but by the 4th season, her time was up due to constant clashes with her castmates. The feud with co-star Jenny Garth, who played Kelly Taylor, was particularly notorious, reportedly culminating in a physical fight on set. Ultimately, it was co-star Tori Spelling who confirmed she went directly to her father, series producer Aaron Spelling, and asked him to fire Doherty. Brenda's exit was explained by sending her character off to Paris for a year of drama school, and that was the end of the show's original twin dynamic. Interestingly, this wasn't the last time Doherty would be fired from a major show for similar reasons.
I was in a really horrible marriage, and there were things transpiring in that marriage that made it very hard for me to consistently be on time for work. And I know that that became a very big problem.
4. Isaiah Washington, Grey's Anatomy. At number 4, the hospital policy just couldn't withstand the drama. Isaiah Washington, who played the charismatic Dr. Preston Burke, was one of the original main cast members of the hit medical drama Grey's Anatomy. However, his tenure ended abruptly in 2007 following a major on-set controversy. In 2006, it was widely reported that Washington used a homophobic slur against co-star T.R. Knight, who played Dr. George O'Malley, during an argument with Patrick Dempsey. Even though there was no official confirmation, and he even denied the act at the Golden Globes.
Seriously?
No, I did not call TR a faggot. It never happened.
But still, there were several reports of the speech, And there were even reports like that of the former screenwriter Harry Worksman that the two even got into a physical confrontation on set. In the show's narrative, Burke simply abandoned his fiancée, Christina Yang, at the altar and left Seattle Grace. Series creator Shonda Rhimes ultimately decided not to renew Washington's contract for the following season. 3. Jeffrey Tambor, Transparent. Our third entry, Jeffrey Tambor, starred in the Amazon series Transparent as Mara Pfefferman, a transgender woman, a role that earned him 2 Emmys. However, his tenure ended abruptly in early 2018 amid serious misconduct allegations.
So what did he do that you say constitutes harassment?
Well, I worked for Jeffrey Tambor for just about 2 years on Transparent and a few other projects and movies. And continually, I was always harassed. It ran the gamut of sexual harassment, physical harassment, and verbal abuse constantly. And this all really falls under the problem Hollywood has right now with this abuse of power and misogyny.
Tambor was fired by Amazon Studios after an internal investigation into claims of sexual harassment from 2 colleagues. The first accusation came from his former transgender assistant, Van Barnes. The second, and more detailed, came from transgender actress Trace Lizette, who alleged that Tambor physically harassed her on set, making inappropriate verbal comments before pressing his body against hers. Though Tambor denied the sexual harassment, he acknowledged that he could be volatile and ill-tempered on set. In his defense, he stated, in a 2018 interview with the New York Times, "I know I haven't always been the easiest person to work with. I can be volatile and have a bad temper." Transparent continued for one final season without its lead, concluding the series with a musical finale that addressed Maura's off-screen death. 2. Shannon Doherty, Charmed. Yes, she's back, securing our number 2 spot. Shannon Doherty's exit from Charmed was even more dramatic than her first. The conflict centered on an escalating, toxic feud between Doherty, who played the eldest sister Prue Halliwell, and co-star Alyssa Milano, who played Phoebe. While the 2 actresses publicly confirmed their strained relationship over the years, the exact reason for the firing remained an industry secret for over 2 decades. In 2023, Doherty, along with co-star Holly Marie Combs, finally revealed their side of the story on Doherty's podcast. Combs claimed a producer told her they were backed into a corner because Milano had allegedly threatened to sue the production for creating a hostile work environment, and issued an ultimatum. It was either her or Shannon. The producers chose to move forward without Prue. Doherty was written off the show in the season 3 finale when her character was dramatically killed by a demon. While Milano has consistently denied having the power to get anyone fired, saying the studio made the ultimate call, the messy truth behind the exit of Prue Halliwell made Charmed infamous for one of the most legendary behind-the-scenes feuds in TV history. 1. Charlie Sheen, 2.5 Men. And the most epic star meltdown resulting in a historic firing is Charlie Sheen from 2.5 Men. Sheen, who was the highest-paid actor on television at the time, went into a highly publicized collapse in 2011, fueled by substance abuse and, crucially, a series of hostile verbal attacks directed at the show's creator and executive producer, Chuck Lorre. Sheen's erratic public behavior, where he frequently invoked his now infamous Tiger Blood persona, became unmanageable for the studio. The final straw was his sustained public criticism of Lorre. Warner Brothers Television and CBS did not hesitate. They immediately terminated Sheen's contract for moral turpitude and forced the writers to kill off the character, Charlie Harper, to ensure the actor could never return. In the season 9 premiere, the show revealed that Charlie Harper was brutally killed in Paris by his stalker, Rose, who pushed him in front of a subway train. The show moved on, replacing the lead with Ashton Kutcher. Though Sheen later expressed regret over his behavior, the fallout remains a textbook example of when a star's personal chaos officially ends the show. Do you remember being shocked by the departure of any of these actors? Leave your list in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to Next of Ken for more behind-the-scenes Hollywood lists. Which departure shocked you the most? Thanks for watching. See you next time.